Yes, it looks like it saved all of my progress. I'm going to move that back. Yeah, the problem is I'm missing the second last tape. So that's the gnome one. Smooth Moves Cafe. In there. Parking receipt. Paid. Security camera. We have Barry, 300,000 in unmarked bills, dead drop, midnight, Wednesday. Humboldt Park, no cops. We're watching. So, you know what? I bet the last tape's on the other side of that door. If I had a guess. Well, what else can I interact with here? Because we have email. Concerns. Donna, I understand the frustrations. I truly do. So from Barry. I truly do. Nobody besides yourself wants to see the show succeed more than I do. I believe we can make Berry Patch the household name hit it deserves to be, but to do so we have to be realistic. We need to make practical, rational changes to the production to lower the cost. I know we've been rehashing the same conversation over and over, and I understand you have a vision for this show. You've put your entire self into it. But this isn't my first rodeo. I've seen many productions just like ours go under because they refuse to make even the smallest of compromises. Your vision is what makes the show special, but we have to listen to the audience criticism and network heads that network heads that allow us to make this. No money equals no berry patch. It's that simple. With that said, here are some places I think we can improve. Budget. Stop motion animation is too expensive. Does Miss Rainbow need to be animated this way? Can we get a live actor? Costume puppet? There's concerns the jittery nature of a movement is off-putting to some viewers. This is the tip of the iceberg in terms of budget, but we can discuss those specifics later. I'm still receiving parent complaints that the show is too scary. Do the humans have to become props to learn their lesson? It seems a bit too unsettling for our audience. Can we find a way to still teach the moral without implying they're stuck like that? Donna, please disregard the previous email sent to the wrong recipient by mistake. I apologize for the confusion. So, Barry, you ultimately have the final say in how you run your production. This is how you think we'll right the ship. We will support your recommendation. If there's anything else you need during the transition, don't hesitate to reach out. Oh, that's from Richard. Oh, Richard had accidentally sent that to Donna. Okay, seems like we'll be wrapping early today, but I'll be around after. I have some financials I need to look after. If you're not busy, I'd love to chat face to face. I want you to know that this doesn't mark the end of our working relationship, and we'd love to keep you on board through the transitionary period. Please don't understand that this is best for Berry Patch. Bringing in Pauline Summers as Miss Rainbow will help bring so many more eyes to the show and give it a fighting chance in the ratings. I know the list of changes coming the next season seems extensive, and they are, but I feel the true spirit of the show will still be intact. This is how you make your vision survive and last for years to come, even if it's hard to swallow for now. We can discuss the details tonight in person. I know you're unhappy, and I know you're angry at me, the network heads. I get it. But this isn't the end for you or your career. We want you here at Starshine Studios, just not as the showrunner for Berry Patch anymore. I've worked with you long enough to know, and the risk of crossing personal boundary, you can have a fiery temper at times. Just to urge you, this isn't the time to burn bridges. For what it's worth, I'm also in hot water of the network over this. Looks like we're both in the same hole for the foreseeable. Speaking of the hole, and Miss Simmons. Dear Miss Bellinger, I want to personally thank you for taking the time to speak with us regarding the note you discovered to Starshine Studio. Cooperation is extremely helpful as we continue our investigation into Barry Pomeroy's disappearance. I also need to ask you again to refrain from discussing this matter with the media or posting about it publicly. Cases of this nature tend to pique public interest, and any disclosure of the note's contents or your discovery could inadvertently place Mr. Pomeroy in greater danger or compromise the investigation. Your assistance and discretion are greatly appreciated. If you notice anything else unusual or receive any further communications related to this matter, please contact me directly at this email or direct line. Okay, so we have Net Cadet. Newshole. So, award-winning television producer reported missing Tuesday, April 16th, 1996. Barry Pomeroy Prolific and award-winning producer for hit nationally syndicated children's shows such as Sunnytime Shop and The Blanket Fort, has been reported missing, according to local authorities. Recently, Pomeroy has been working in the small town of Holloway, Michigan, producing the new series Miss Rainbow's Berry Patch. Pomeroy, 42, was last seen at Starshine Studios lot late last Friday evening. Creator and lead actress for Miss Rainbow's Berry Patch, Donna Bellinger, confirms he stayed after hours to review archived footage and finalize materials for an upcoming episode. The car was discovered Saturday morning in the studio parking structure, but Pomeroy was not present. Mr. Pomeroy's disappearance is being treated as a missing persons case, said Detective Alan Ortiz. At this time, we're urging anyone with potential information to contact the city's missing persons unit. As of press time, production on Miss Rainbow's Berry Patch continues, though reruns are scheduled for the coming weeks. We'll update the story as details emerge. Oh boy, there's a lot. Oh well, Holloway highlights. Big color comes to small town. Miss Rainbow's Berry Patch takes root. If you've driven past the old Paulson Cannery lately, you notice a splash of pastel paint and oversized fruit props where you're not imagining things. Holloway is officially home to a nationally syndicated children's show, Miss Rainbow's Berry Patch, created by local writer/performer Donna Bellinger, is currently being filmed here in town. While its journey hasn't been without bumps, excitement is still very much in the air. Still can't believe we're doing this in Holloway, Bellinger said during our visit to the set. I've been wanting to create this show for so long, and I'm beyond excited to bring my vision to life and be able to reach and teach children all over the country. To be able to do it right here in Holloway, it's perfect. The show follows Miss Rainbow, voiced by Bellinger herself, as she tends a cheerful berry garden alongside puppet companions, a mix of live action and stop motion animation techniques. Berry Patch focuses on pointed life lessons with the moral of each episode. Local residents have been quick to notice the production's presence, with many Hollowayans enjoying the attention for our small beloved community. Despite the enthusiasm, Miss Berry's Rainbow Patch has faced early challenges. Since its debut, some parents have voiced concerns that the show's tone can feel unsettling for young viewers. I don't think it's scary on purpose, Bellinger said, but I don't talk down to kids. Sometimes learning is uncomfortable. Sometimes things feel strange before they feel safe. Ratings for the first block of episodes have been uneven, and the industry sources confirm the production is operating on a tight budget. Sets are reused creatively, episodes are shot quickly, and Bellinger admits she often stays late to make sure everything is just right. Asked about the criticism, Bellinger paused before answering. I listen, she said, but I also trust my instincts. This show means something to me, and I think, in time, it'll mean something to the kids who stick with it. It's exciting, Bellinger admits. Even if the show finds its footing, the fact that it's happening here in Holloway feels special. Authorities investigate possible arson after Starshine Studio fire. Okay. So authorities are investigating the possibility that last week's Starshine Studio fire may have been intentionally set following preliminary findings at the scene. The blaze, which broke out shortly after 11:30 p.m. Tuesday, caused extensive damage to the majority of the studio's interior. Fire crews were able to prevent the flames from spreading to nearby structures. No injuries were reported. However, investigators now say the fire's origin and burn pattern have raised concerns. There are indicators that suggest the fire did not start accidentally, said Fire Chief Mark Rustwick during a Wednesday afternoon briefing. We're not prepared to make any conclusions this time, but we are treating it as a potential arson case. Starshine Studio, a soundstage and production building in South Holloway, has recently been the site of local television production Miss Rainbow's Berry Patch, a children's educational TV show. The building's East Wing, which housed offices, tape storage, and the soundstage, sustained the more severe damage. The fire occurred 1 week after the disappearance of Barry Pomeroy, an award-winning producer connected to the project, as well as the acclaimed series of Sunnytime Shop and The Blanket Fort. As of this post, no new details have emerged about the whereabouts of Pomeroy. Law enforcement officials would not comment on whether the two incidents are connected. We're aware of the timing, said Detective Alan Ortiz. At this stage, we're exploring all possible angles. Among the destroyed areas were tape archives and post-production facilities. Despite the extent of the damage, one VHS tape was found in what appears to be pristine condition, located in an area that otherwise sustained heavy fire and smoke exposure. Ortiz cautioned against drawing conclusions. Media degrades differently depending on storage conditions, he explained. There are a number of benign explanations for why an item like that might survive. The tape, which had no visible external damage has been logged into evidence and will be sent to an external lab for analysis. At this stage, we're treating it as a potential piece of evidence, nothing more, Ortiz said. Given the circumstances, it could also be a prank or something planted after the fact. When asked whether the tape could be connected to Barry Pomeroy's disappearance, Ortiz declined to speculate. This doesn't feel like bad luck anymore, said one resident who lives near the studio. First, a man vanishes, then the building burns. Someone wanted something gone. As the investigation continues, the once colorful studio now sits blackened and cordoned off, an uneasy symbol of something unearthed in Holloway. Police investigate a string of disappearances. So, 96. So, April 16th, 96, 24th, 96, and then a year later, August 7th. So, Holloway authorities are investigating a growing number of missing persons cases that appear connected to a disturbing common detail. Single VHS tape discovered from the recent Starshine Studio fire. According to police, at least 11 individuals reported missing over the last year and a half were seen in locations where the same tape was reportedly found inside a VCR. The tape, identified as the locally produced children's program Miss Rainbow's Berry Patch, had previously been logged into evidence after being recovered intact from the burned-out studio building. Raising additional questions, missing individuals shared occupations associated with children, including a librarian, a daycare worker, most recently a kindergarten teacher. Detective Alan Ortiz, who oversees the investigation, said the pattern has prompted a serious concern, though he urged the public to remain calm. At this point, we believe the tape may be serving as a calling card, Ortiz said. That suggests an individual or possibly a group attempting to link these incidents together. Complicating the investigation is the fact that the tape itself is no longer in police custody. Ortiz confirmed the VHS cassette went missing from the evidence lockup less than 24 hours after it was removed from the studio fire site. An internal review came up as inconclusive as to how the tape was accessed and by whom. We're treating it as a security failure. There's no indication at this time the tape was mishandled intentionally by the department staff, but we've tightened our procedures so this will never happen again. As to how the tape continues to elude police hands, Ortiz explained, every instance so far, the tape was reported present by whoever discovered the scene. We rely on witnesses to tell us what they saw. And when our personnel arrive, it's gone. That's the gap. That's the gap we're focusing on. That tells us the removal likely occurs in the window between first discovery and when our officers arrive. In each of the recent disappearances, investigators found no sign of forced entry or struggle. The only consistent element was the presence of Miss Rainbow's Berry Patch tape already loaded into the VCR. Ortiz stressed that this does not mean the show itself is responsible. This is not about the content of a children's program, he said. Physical objects are often used symbolically in crimes. We've seen it before. When a case gets this much national attention, it's not unusual to see copycat behavior. While authorities say there's no indication of immediate danger to the general public, police are asking residents to remain alert. Ortiz encouraged anyone who finds tapes, recordings, or promotional materials related to Miss Rainbow's Berry Patch to contact the police immediately. If you find what you believe to be that tape or anything tied to the production, don't play it, Ortiz said. If it's some kind of warning, some kind of calling card, your safety may be at risk. Report it immediately. As the investigation continues, authorities say their focus remains on establishing a timeline, identifying who had and continues to have access to the tape, determining whether the disappearances are the work of a single offender or something more coordinated. Anyone with information related to the missing persons case, the VHS tape, or Miss Rainbow's Berry Patch is urged to contact Holloway Police Department. Okay, so we've done the smoothie, we've done the emails, and we've looked at the trash. Okay, I think things stopped being glitchy here. So there's the parking receipt. Same day, smoothie, bagel. Yeah, same afternoon. Got a couple of flowers. The fact that the TV follows me is freaky. Got a disc there. We don't have anything else. All right. And then let's get the star key. Money, money, money. Bank 100,000 in total. Sick. So there are a couple of these that are very good. They're just expensive. I might want to prestige a couple of times to be able to get them. Okay, we've got to send that over there, otherwise it's immediately going to hoover me in. Oh, there's the star key. It's like, that's... Where is it? Oh, it's this huge thing. Yeah, I assumed this would be the ending of the game, but it's just one of them. Or tied to one of them. There it is.
And this is where we're at. I'm recording this in my office. And I can't think of any reality where I get away with this. So many questions I've had to answer, reiterating where I was at what time and doing what with who. And I don't think they believe me anymore. Maybe I'm not as good of an actor as I thought. Or maybe I'm more comfortable playing Miss Rainbow than I am Donna Bellinger. I don't think I'm digging myself out of this hole.
Okay, find all the cassette tapes.
Hi there, little sprouts. Welcome to lesson time. Today, Miss Rainbow wants to talk about something very important. Something shiny. Can you guess what it is? That's right. Money! Money can buy toys and snacks and big buildings with bright lights. But money can't buy happiness. Happiness grows on the inside, like a berry on a vine. And if you pull too hard, well, the vine snaps. Some people forget that. They start counting coins instead of counting smiles. They look at numbers and bottom lines instead of all the good they could do in the world. And sometimes they decide that if something doesn't make enough, it doesn't deserve to grow anymore. But gardens don't work that way. You don't rip out the roots because the harvest was modest. Because when greed gets hungry, it doesn't stop eating. And when it's done, there's nothing left but vacant worlds, vacant people. Just take a look at our new friend, Sprouts. What did they do? They destroyed our beautiful garden with their insatiable desire for more, more, more. Never content. Always more. Well, if they want to be a greedy little piggy, I can make that happen. So remember, little sprouts, happiness isn't something you buy. It's something we nurture together.
Well, I think that's one of the endings. Honestly, yeah, about what I expected. Interesting how many of these, I'm going to say kind of creepypasta games are starting to kind of leak into the mainstream in different ways. I'm thinking of Inscription. Definitely had a huge aspect of that, especially the found footage tapes and some other things. Like those were kind of fun. Okay, ending together. Money earned, 100,000, playtime. So we still have 2 endings left. One of which we can just go get immediately. The last of which is going to be some effort. The pig is just freaking me out a little. Anyway. Whoop. Berry. So this is... Oh, the fact that the computer has eyes actually is weird. Bunch of gnomes. I guess we're gonna go here.
Hello, little sprout. Today, I want to talk to you about something very important. It's called truth. But it seems like you already know the truth. I used to make this show because I wanted to teach kindness. I wanted to help kids grow strong roots. But then, the studio decided my roots weren't exciting enough. They wanted bigger flowers, louder colors, someone more recognizable. They told me it was just business. I gave them everything I had. Songs, lessons, years of my life. Barry said it wasn't personal. It was the studio's decision after all. He lied. It was Barry's idea all along. He promised me I'd still belong here. Here in the world I created. My world, not his. He has his other worlds. Popular, successful, critically acclaimed. His legacy was intact. His future secure. But what about mine? Barry took my garden and handed it to someone else. He buried my work. He buried me. He stopped me from teaching the children how to grow. So instead, I taught Barry Pomeroy how to rot. So here we are, where nobody will ever find us. In this world of my making. No producers, no studio heads, no financial reports. I make the rules here. But I can't do this alone. I need actors, characters, friends. You watched my tape. And now you're here to help create my vision for a brighter, sunnier world. Forever. Now, let's get out of this dark hole. What do you say?
Hey, so apparently this segment's music was copyrighted, so enjoy silence? Well, that was an ending. So there we were. A group of newfound friends seeing each other's real faces for the first time. And that damn tape. We talked about telling someone. The police, Barry's family, a psychiatrist, but we knew they wouldn't believe us. As for the tape, we tried burning it. Should have known it, that wouldn't do it. Took a hammer to it. Even a chainsaw. Nothing worked. So we dug a hole, a deep, deep hole, and buried it where no one would ever find it. Seemed fitting. We still keep in touch, even outside our trauma support group sessions. It's nice having new friends. Our counselor talked about the healing benefits of a relaxing hobby. Something you can really put your mind into. She recommended gardening. Berry, berry, berry. So that's the one for getting all the black stars. Presumably. Hey, probably made without AI gen assets. I'm so happy that more studios and developers are starting to be like super upfront about hating AI. It just feels good. Okay, so that's complete ending A. We have one more, and it's going to be a pain in the butt. So, do we skip ahead? Do we need to, actually? So, fountain ready, blitz. Okay, I'm just gonna grab this. Gonna send the hole out a bit. Uh-oh. I forgot, can't do that with the chainsaw in my hand, it just comes from me. Yeah, we don't have quite enough of everything. Okay, send them off. Toss them both in. Let that speed go for a while. And then I think I'm actually going to hop in the hole. We'll reset. Okay, send it back here. So now I've got maximum juiced. I just want to make sure... Probably fine there. Yeah, so the main question is how much money do I have? How much can I even afford? And is there even a point in me doing this at the moment? I guess we never actually listened to the tapes in order.
To whom it may concern. How do you start one of these? My name is Donna Bellinger, and I know what happened to Barry Pomeroy.
I was really hoping finding all of them would actually get me... would let me listen to all of them in order. Okay. Yeah, because I wanna listen to the tapes, but we have some gameplay left, and so the question is like, how much do I focus on and what do I do exactly? I love the fact that the berry buddies are stuck, like once they get trapped, they just end up kind of imprisoned by their own fruit. Okay. I can hang out here to just grab all the money. I guess we should start this immediately. Move it over there just a smidge. Okay. And then just dump it all in. There we go. I might be able to buy every upgrade here, but it's going to be expensive, is the tricky part. I guess, yeah, because there's one ending we haven't gotten yet, and it's the one for buying every upgrade. And it's a little tricky expensive. You know, honestly, compared to the burst that we had earlier, this isn't worth hoovering up and going out of my way. So, yeah, the problem is this, like, 50 million, 48 million. 150 million. I think it's better if we restart. I might skip ahead. Right. There we go. Then after, we're gonna have to just get the auto money pickup, because, yeah, I don't even have to do anything. And these are just going to fall right in. Let's see. Yeah, so the main problem at the most part, or at this point, is that I've done everything. It's just a matter of money grinding, which takes a little while. I can do that. I think we're just going to do like 1 or 2 cycles and then I'll skip ahead, get everything off camera. Because it's not like my strategy changes, it's just a time consumption thing. Oh my god. I'm just gonna wait here. I'm not even gonna bother. Let's see. Movable hole. A little bit of movement range, a little bit of movement speed. I'm gonna need the sledgehammer at the moment. Let's go for the star orb, star wand. Give me a little bit more day length. I'll grab both of these, but we don't want to use them yet. I want like a day or 2 before I do so. So one thing I can do that's extremely silly is we might be able to... A golden pumpkin should be a ton. We might be able to just stay here. Like, one of the problems with the money farming is just getting everything in the hole is kind of a pain. And so if I can have maximum pickup radius, I might be able to do something really goofy where we don't leave this starting zone. And so there is no waste. Okay, I'm just going to move it to that corner. Because we have to get rid of the props anyway. I wonder if the walls are high enough. It's hard to say. Okay, could do more. There we go. Decent chunk, should be good. I mean, for a ton of upgrades. So we want to just keep pushing the auto coin pickup range. More than anything else. Let's see. Auto star popper and trampoline. Flower to bush. Golden berry chance. Let's see. Whole movement range. Sledgehammer. Most of these don't matter. Okay, so they'll pop automatically. So the one place that does not get destroyed by the hole is the garden. That's a safe spot that I can hang out on comfortably. I should probably get the berry chooser as well, now that I'm thinking about it. See if we can do so. But yeah, my money pickup range is enough to cover most of this environment. Oh, you know what? I don't have to fire it into the hole. Okay, well, this didn't work. I accidentally picked up the trampoline. Yeah, doesn't work. Fire that off. There we go. Anything else? No, I don't think so. Could have maybe grabbed a smidge more, but I don't think we need it. What I want is Golden Berry Chance. Golden Berry Multiplier. Do we go for a little bit longer? No, we're probably in a fine spot. Oh, I should probably get the tree. And we should make the... We should make the chainsaw, too. Yeah, so I won't quite hit the fountain and blitz if I wait just a little while. We'll get more. There we go. I just keep piling them in. Because we want the tree, we want the chooser. Yeah, the problem with the trampoline is mostly just that it ends up getting shifted around here. And that in and of itself is a slight issue. I wonder if I can actually get my berry buddies to, like, get stuck on the opposite side of the hole. Maybe. Yeah, I just wish that blast was a little bit more powerful. There we go, 2.6 million. So bush to tree. And then we want berry chooser. Nice to get that one, but get the chainsaw, boost juice growth. Don't actually want to sledgehammer anything. We want to just get a smoothier 3. Ah, damn it. This is what I was afraid of. Okay, fine. We're just gonna give ourselves a little bit of space. I was hoping to keep things tighter. But alas. So far so good. Kind of destroy the sets. Okay, we definitely have smoothies. We have a couple of smoothies, actually. Okay, send these things over here. I guess the other thing I could do is actually just prestige a couple of times. I've been buying upgrades, but it wouldn't be outlandish for me to just keep prestiging, get that bonus going. Yeah. Problem is, this is not nearly enough stars for what I want to do. Okay, that's just silly. Good night here. Let's see. Yeah, this is 17 million. Because if I keep rewinding... What's the next rewind? I have no idea. I was hoping the tree would stick around at the very least. Like, small amounts of quality of life would actually be extremely nice. there's the golden pumpkin. That should give me the upgrade I was hoping for, kind of. You know, oddly enough, this is one of those creepypasta games that actually manages to explain most of what's going on. I don't know how Donna Bellinger got access to a horror dimension, but she did somehow. Even just starting with auto coin pickup would be huge. Okay, so what's the next 2 million? Oh, that's doable. Ability to move the hole. Don't actually want this sledgehammer that much. Just go for those. Yeah, did we just prestige a couple of times? It's extremely tempting. I think we'll make do without the trampoline, convenient as it is. It's mostly just in my way. Okay. And can I get to 2 million? Kind of. Oop. The berry buddies are absolutely trying to kill me. Which is very funny and slightly frustrating. Okay, that's enough, but not enough to prestige. Honestly, I think we just do one more day, prestige again. It would probably help if I did go out of my way to get all of these guys up to pumpkin. I don't know what the value differential is between pumpkin and watermelon. But yeah, all of this extra growth multiplier is making it so... Oh, is it cumulative? It might be. Oh, you can upgrade past pumpkin? That's interesting. Yeah, it's 9,999 to get there. Well, that's 2 million in a day, which we don't care deeply about. We're just going to rewind a bunch of times. Pineapple's kind of silly. But that's okay. The pumpkins are worth the most. Alright. Just hoover everything up. Because yeah, I could get more, but 100 grand is comfortable. Okay. Anything else? No, not so much, though. Only real fear is just getting trapped here. Okay. So what is that one? 2 million again. Okay, that's probably good enough. those off. And even just having access to the vacuum inevitably makes this infinitely easier for me. I didn't get the upgrade to make it move. There we go. Yeah, do we think... What would I be most served by? Hard to tell. I think I'm going to stop here. Prestiging a bunch of times is certainly effective. And getting me the upgrades... Oh, well. Almost fell in. Didn't. Okay. Can't quite get that. Can't quite get that. Let's get the whole movement. Berry Blitz. Berry Fountain. Let's see. Golden Berry Multiplier. Golden Berry Chance. Go for the bush. Don't think the rest of these are going to be good. Yeah, I could increase the day length. We don't really want the chainsaw. Useful it is for the growth speed. Okay, let's clean up for a smidge. Because I think that's the most valuable thing I can do for a moment. Plus, it automatically just grabs a bunch of resources for me. Alright. So now that this looks considerably easier... Oh, interesting. Hey, Miss Rainbow is no longer hanging out. They've completely disappeared on us. Okay, Blitz. Fountain. Okay, we got enough. So we're at... Oh, no, it is only just increasing everything by 0.25. Can I squeeze down the world's tiniest hole? No, you cannot. Okay, it's still 2 million, so you can keep prestiging a bunch of times if you want to. I think the best thing for me to do at the moment would probably be to stop here. Well, stop here. I think I'm going to play this off camera for a bit and just farm up until I've got enough money for everything. I'll stop right before the last upgrade, probably. Just because, at this point, you guys know the strategy. You've seen the process. It's just a matter of, well, doing it. And I got other things to record, and I can play games off recording hours, and it makes my life easier. So we're just gonna jump ahead, and we'll beat this game. Oh, God. Okay, oh, gosh. I forgot. Okay, so... I did some off-camera grinding. We have a lot of stuff that we haven't done yet, but for the most part, this is what it is. Let me just fly up here and go. So I theorized that I could probably set up some kind of really good infinigrind system where I hang out in the smallest possible level and just let the resources fly in. This is that. We got a bibble over. Some people have been pointing out that they probably meant bubble and just spelled it weird as opposed to bibble as in Bible. I'm willing to accept both. Anyway, so this is my infinifarming setup, which makes me a stupid amount of money without lifting a finger. I mean, it really shouldn't be that much of a surprise how this functions. Staying in a random pipe, pretty easy to fall off. To be honest. Easiest trick is to actually hang out in here on the office. The only thing you have to watch out for is just stuff getting knocked off. The other thing is, wherever the chainsaw is actually a concern. Because, wait, no, it's not. So originally I was in the smaller setup, but wasn't working. Because the chainsaw got flipped into the walls automatically by the hole. And so I kind of had to expand one size larger. I know I'm just going to break everything because, I mean, you've seen the farming setup. It's not like it took any level of, like, rigging to get. It was just a, like, how low can I go size-wise and not just immediately get consumed by the hole? And the answer is, I mean, just one size increase up, and then we're good to go. So, oh gosh, what was I even going to say about anything? I don't know, not too much to. We're going to finish this day, then we'll go listen to some tapes. Go from there. I've made almost 200 million in one go without even thinking about what I'm doing. Do I want to hit a fountain? Sure, let's hit a fountain. Okay, and then I'm actually going to send the hole away from the bed, because otherwise I'm literally not going to be able to escape it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so that's the super farming setup that I built for myself to max everything out. I think we got up to times 3 multiplier, because you can prestige infinitely at this point for 2 million every single time. And I didn't really feel like I needed more than a 3 times multiplier. Anyway, let's wake up now that we've bought every upgrade and see if anything changes. Starry Sky, unlock every upgrade. Okay. How do I get the last ending then? Unless I'm supposed to upgrade everything. And we have all the tapes. I guess let's listen to them in order.
To whom it may concern. How do you start one of these? My name is Donna Bellinger, and I know what happened to Barry Pomeroy. This is my confession. Barry was my producer on Miss Rainbow's Berry Patch, the show I created and star in. The show was in trouble, financially and critically. I saw the writing on the wall, heard the rumblings from the studio. I knew I was on the chopping block. On Friday, April 12th, we had a short shooting day, and the rest of the crew was leaving early. Barry reached out to me via email that morning about staying later to talk about things. He knew that I already knew what the meeting was about. He wanted to have a face-to-face, so I began planning. We wrapped around 2:30 p.m. I told Barry I had to run a few errands, but I'd be back later to chat. I drove my car out of the studio parking lot around 3 p.m. I drove to my usual smoothie shop and parked in the paid lot nearby, making sure I kept the receipts for my alibi. Shortly after, I took a taxi back to the studio, dropping me off a few blocks away in case anyone saw me. I entered the building and disabled the security system. We've had recent issues with our passwords being shared and figured it would be a plausible explanation for a break-in. I am quite the horticulturist, or at least I like to think so. Inside my office, hidden in the back, is an Atropa belladonna, more commonly known as deadly nightshade. Ingesting even a single berry. Why am I explaining this to you? It's in the name. I poisoned Barry's coffee. It was quicker than I thought it'd be. His mug clattered to the floor as he collapsed. We have an old orchestra pit below the soundstage we repurposed for the puppeteers and prop storage, so I dragged Barry over, lifted the trap door, and scooted him in. I figured I had a few days tops before someone found him, so I tossed in a few more props, some gnomes, flamingos, that sort of thing, to cover him a bit. That was about where my original plans ended. I paced around the office before an idea struck me. I fabricated a ransom note. Surely that would lead the police away from the studio pit, at least long enough for me to figure out a long-term plan. I walked the 3 miles to where my car was parked and drove back to the studio. That's when I contacted the police. I explained I had just returned to the studio to find the ransom note, and Barry nowhere to be found. And this is where we're at. I'm recording this in my office, and I can't think of any reality where I get away with this. So many questions I've had to answer, reiterating where I was at what time and doing what with who. And I don't think they believe me anymore. Maybe I'm not as good of an actor as I thought. Or maybe I'm more comfortable playing Miss Rainbow than I am Donna Bellinger. I don't think I'm digging myself out of this hole. He deserved it. Barry deserved it. He wanted to sanitize my show, burn away my fingerprint from my own creation. The show would go on like I never existed. A rewrite? A recasting? A recasting of history! Reality! No. I'm the director of this story, and I haven't called cut yet. I'm going to bury under the scorched remains of this place. And no matter how deep you dig, you'll never find him. I'll make sure of it.
Why did the lighting in here change? Okay. So we got that ending. We got that. There's a bunch of trash there. There's the coffee machine. Interesting that the gnome ending disappeared. Oh, chainsaw's just floating there for some reason. Okay. Yeah, so we had the password. We have trash bin. I'm missing an ending and I don't know what to do about it. Huh. Well, we can afford an upgrade, which is good. I guess I might as well make some smoothies or something. Actually, do I care? No, I have no reason to smoothie at this point. What I should do, though, is take the chainsaw and clear out the rest of this. Because one thing I haven't done is maxed out every berry buddy. I know there's an achievement for that. I don't know how much I'm, like, committed to it, frankly. I'm gonna see if I can upgrade a berry buddy past pumpkin. Because there's no known fruit for that. Yeah, I'm just gonna do all of this. We can send the whole out to devour things after. Okay, I just have to make sure I don't get hoovered by it. Like, it's easy if I just fly over it. I actually missed a couple. It is annoying. There we go. Interesting that the town is, like, super I don't know if it's supposed to be foggy or just cloudy or gray on purpose. It's fascinating thinking about how this game, you know, if this had come out 10 years ago, people would still be obsessed with it. Maybe that'll remain true. Maybe it will actually reach that level. I don't know, always obsessed with the idea of, like, the permanence of media nowadays. That anything that came first, especially in a genre, is almost always the one that dominates. Whereas, like, oddly enough, I think this is the first creepypasta game I've liked. Other than Inscription, I suppose. Inscription I liked more for the gameplay. Okay, is that everything? I think so. Grab those. And unfortunately, hoovering up everything here is a little bit of effort. Let's see. We don't actually care about the money because what the heck am I even going to spend it on? Okay. None of this seems like the ending. I know there's one for... Well, I know there's an achievement for banking 1 billion. Here, let's do a berry blitz. Because if I start with the blitz... Oh, I guess that was without the smoothie. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. We don't need the money. Unless I want to shoot for that 1 million. But yeah, what I was thinking is we do the blitz. It knocks everything out, so we stop getting money. So I can hoover up the house. And also the... Are we still making money? There it goes. I think that's legitimately one of the biggest things for me to hoover up. Oh, there's the taxi again. Make sure we get the bus. Make sure we get everything else. So, guess we did get a smoothie in the mix. Tiny little bus. Okay. What else do we do? What ending am I missing? I think I'm gonna try and get the 9,999 stars upgrade. Because maxing out a berry buddy might be it. It's one of the only things that I don't know what that would do. Because I think we found every other meaningful upgrade that there is to find. Unless this is like prestige a bunch of times, at which point, oi, that'll take some doing. And I might not care if that's the case. Okay, everything else is good. Yeah, we found the star door, but there's nothing there of any interest to me. Because we've seen that ending. Oh, the gnome ending probably shows up if I get the no man's land upgrade. Upgrade? Effectively for, I think, getting rid of every single lawn gnome. You get something called Gnome Man's Land I bet that's how you get the gnomed upgrade. Upgrade ending? Okay, now I have to figure out where the heck home was, but I might want to keep banking this money just because I know there's an achievement for 1 billion and I have no idea if that actually has any bearing on whatever the secret ending is. What I should probably do is look things up. I don't know. I'm kind of a lazy gamer. Once I get to a certain point, I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not finding it naturally, and so I can either force it and just keep trial and erroring until I find the thing, or I just look it up. I was a guy who collected Prima Guides as a kid. Not too many of them, but like, enough. Okay. Yeah, we can actually just fountain constantly, which I think I'm going to want to do as soon as it lets me. Now, I wonder if 9,999 stars is the absolute maximum. So that's how some of those rocks probably survived in the past. That is good to know. Because I was always confused as to how some of these things managed to escape my, the hole. Yeah, let's just go over here. Get rid of the gnome shanty town. Okay, good. We can go above 9,999 stars. That was a concern. Sometimes games cap you at that, and then it's like, oh, you collected more stars? You can't do that. Okay. Try and get the middle one first. I'm curious what happens if you manage to get the camper. The middle camper, but not the top campers. But it also really doesn't matter too much to me. There we go. There's still some fruit left to collect. Not much, though. Yeah, we didn't even get the water tower this round. Hoover all this stuff up, just in case it goes places. Oh, that flower in the secret room. That was the nightshade berry. That took a little bit to acknowledge. Oh. I didn't actually grab that. I'm just trying to get everything big. I know there's an achievement for getting to the star door. Oop. I should no longer be below the hole. Or above the hole. There we go. Okay, and then we're just heading back. Getting to the star door without actually breaking a single wall, which is really interesting, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Yeah, I think I bought all of these. The only upgrade left to purchase. Nope. Missed. Got it. Yeah, the only upgrade left to purchase is the prestige. So unless you prestige a bunch of times, it could be it. Getting up to prestige like 10 or something. Oh, did I not get those two campers? I guess they just spawn on the ground, so they must just stack. Or they fall. I'd have to check. But I don't know how much I care. I'm trying to figure out if there's anything else that I could have possibly missed. I'm not coming up with much. There we go. Huh. The momentum of that really sent me flying. I was gonna say, I know it's supposed to be bibble as in bubble, but I'm still kind of thinking there might be that Binding of Isaac connection purely from the fact that... Flight? No, I don't know. You know, it's a little bad when the first thing I think of when somebody would say the Bible or whatever, I'd actually honestly have to question whether or not they're talking about Binding of Isaac first. Maybe less so. I think Binding of Isaac, I wouldn't say has fallen out of favor so much as just I don't think it's as like heavily played as it used to be. I don't know if Northern Lion still plays Binding of Isaac. Curious about that. But not like... super curious. Oh yeah, there's a small camper. So yeah, they must just fall down and that one tumbled off. Maybe. I know Rito had gone back to play Binding of Isaac kind of recently. I think within, like, the last couple of years. Kind of recently is getting very relative. But, yeah, as part of that, it played a bunch of Binding of Isaac and it's like, whoa, you know, this actually is still extremely good. I might do that someday. I think my problem with Binding of Isaac was just very much a lot of the, like, unlocks and achievements required, kind of hell. Okay, so that's No Man's Land again. We've cleaned everything. Yep, so the gnome's back. So if we wake up... I haven't banked $1 billion. There's the gnome. There's a ransom note. We've seen all of that. Okay, nothing has just mysteriously appeared. So I think I'm going to have to look it up. Okay, I was completely correct. I'm going to send the hole over there, just have a little bit of space. Grab that star wand, and wham. So, it's like a blueberry, but freaky and evil. Oh, well, the land's turned purple. Oh, it's crying black juice. Okay. What was that ending? Wait, that was it? We just drown in juice? Maybe? Okay, belladonna. Oh, the poison, of course. Well, that's pretty much it. So the only other thing I could do is upgrade all of my berry buddies or some of the, like, weirder, harder achievements. I'm not interested in those just because. I just want to see what every ending looked like. one way or another, what a fantastic little incremental game. I think my only complaint truly would just be the fact that I really wish there was more to it. Like every other incremental game, you know, the vacuum being kind of underpowered by the end, or the lack of like kind of fun features to make big money. On the flip side, did it need it? No. You know, as far as like kind of blending backrooms horror with incremental game mechanics, it works pretty well. And I really like the strategy of resetting, having a much smaller play area, using that to turbo farm for money, where you don't have to worry about half your fruits landing super far away. I don't know. Anyway, I guess with all that said, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time. I hope the developer makes more of these. I think this is really neat. And I want to see where they go from here. But yeah, for now, bye-bye.